Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Got me a lighting package too. Trucker Brown. Yeah, son. Beep, beep, beep. Anyway, here's how I feel about. Turn my head around so y'all can see my face. Here's how I feel about the minimum starting off. To me, all right, so TRB, this is just me. The industry minimum standard is what I call swift transportation. You're like, what do you mean, TRB? If you want to have a general bottom line, okay? A general bottom line, meaning when I come into trucking, what should I start off with my CPM? If I wanted to lease, what should I start off per mile? If I wanted to look at equipment, what should I start off with? If I wanted to, have an industry standard, like this is the minimum standard that you should be looking for when you get out here and try to do your thing in trucking, meaning go to school, how much is Swift charging for school, how much is these companies paying cent per mile when you're fresh out of school, how long is orientation, training, what type of equipment, how fast, and so on and so forth. To me, I always look at it like Swift is the minimum. So here's what I mean. If you get out of school and Swift is paying you between 34 and 38 cents a mile, that's your baseline. That's your minimum, okay? If Swift only is buying Freightliners and Kentworths, they're not buying internationals with the max forces, they're not buying Peterbilts, 579, 379, whatever, or Volvos, because Volvos is the fancy stuff. So that's understandable. Peterbilt. But, and then, okay, Swift Transportation total training is about 2 months? About 3 weeks at the school, 4 to 5 weeks out with a trainer. So that's about 2 months. This is your baseline. Their lease drivers make about $1.12 a mile. That's your minimum. That is your minimum. So if you're wondering, when I come into this game and I need to get my experience, it's cold out here, people. I need to get my experience, and you need to base it on something. Base it on what Swift Transportation is doing. That's how I look at it. Now, am I wrong for looking at it like that? Like, I was watching these bust-ass dudes, these wimps, these, Trucker Brown and LoShine and them over in California. You know what I'm saying? And they was mentioning that a company was paying 24 cents a mile. And in this day and age, you should not be making less than what the Swift is paying. That's just how I feel about it. You shouldn't be making anything in the 20-cent range anyway. Even if you would CRST, what you can do is add up your checks because you're splitting the profit. I don't know how CRST works, so I'm not going to talk about it. But as a solo driver, the minimum you should be making. Now, don't base it on the miles, because the miles can vary depending on the relationship you have with your driver manager, your DM, whatever. I'm talking about the stuff set in stone. Swift Transportation training is this long. It costs this much. Once you go solo, they pay this much per mile. If you want to go lease, they pay this much. That is your minimum. That's your baseline. Because if Swift Transportation is paying that, even Warner's paying $1.06 a mile. Steven Transport, though, KLLM, I don't understand how you can work a lease that's less than if you should never lease per mile less than if it's $1. Like KLLM, Steven Transport. I'm taking shots at King D-Rod right there. The only way you'll be able to make some money, and think about this, all right? You go to KLLM, they're paying less than $1 a mile, right? So that means the only way you're going to really make money, and which is with all companies, the only way you really make money is if you train. But here's the messed up part about it. Even if you're training, you're going to make less than a Swift driver training. You get what I'm saying? Because the Swift driver making $1.12 a mile, all miles, right? KLM is probably paying, I don't know, between 80 and 90 cents a mile. Your goal when go lease is to get off CPM, first off. There's no point to be on CPM when you're leasing. Shot at D-Raj again. But I'm a little bit jealous because y'all down in Cali. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here in this snow and this BS. But that's just how I feel about it. I would like to know how y'all feel about that. Right? Can you make money over at Stevens and KLM and all these other companies that's paying less than $1 a mile lease? Sure. But you're going to have truck note, fuel, maintenance, all the stuff that a Swift driver is going to be responsible for. Your truck note might be higher than Swift because Swift get their trucks in fucking, or give me 10,000 of them. In batches and what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm talking about. So Swift transportation is the minimum. So if you're looking for a company to go to and they're less than what Swift is paying, and you can get on that Swift, go to Swift. Go to Knight. Go to Warner. Go to some of these other companies that pay what Swift is paying or more. Prime is paying 43. Don't go lease with Prime. Unless you're planning on training. You know, especially if you're starting off. If you've never driven a truck, go company. 43 cents a mile is real good money. Believe it or not. Despite what some people going to say. You know, because some people going to come in here and be like, I make 58 cents a mile. Well, whoop de freaking do. But I'm saying if you're looking for an industry standard for minimum pay, like what's the minimum? Swift transportation. I'm not saying Swift transportation pay is bad. You can make better money. Then you got to look at it like this. All right. When I went to Swift transportation, my goal was to make more than unemployment. All right. Then when I went lease, my goal is to make more than a company driver. You know, you can look at it like that. But all in all, Swift, not Swift, but yeah, Swift is the industry standard for the minimum. All right. So if you go to Jump Lease and you're not teaming, now don't get me wrong, this is just for solo drivers. If you're teaming, that's a whole nother thing because your income can come up. But then again, if you're teaming, why not go to at least Swift is paying $1.12 a mile and they do got freight. I'm just saying it's starting off. They do got freight. So right there, you can go look at what some of these other companies are paying that's less than, and because I was watching Chase and Andrews talking about Atlas. Now, Atlas Van Lines told me that they was going to pay me $1.80 a mile. But that's probably what they was paying if I would have loaded the truck, which I'm not going to do. If I would have unloaded the truck, which I prefer not to do. Have I done it? Yes. But they told me $1.80 per mile. $1.80 per mile is okay. That is all right, depending on how you run, especially if you're running team and you get $1.80 a mile. That's all right there. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. How do y'all feel about it? Some people gonna come with scientific, like, I would never work for 36 cents a mile. Well, this video's not for you. You know, I'm glad you started off at $8 a mile, you know. But if you're looking for a standard, like, what's the minimum CPM cents per mile I should be getting? Go look at Swift. What's the minimum dollar amount I should be getting? Go look at Swift. You know, training. You know, and they're gonna say I would never work for Swift. Well, you've never have, and most people that have, you know, at least good 70% of them, they like Swift. So that's the same person that be like, now I would never work for Swift, and I would only drive a 379, a long nose Pete with 800 horsepower, 305 rears, and da. These people won't let you. You gotta crawl for your walk. God damn. But everybody's catching pneumonia out here, so y'all be safe. Pneumonia. Anyway, Lost my whole train of thought. Thank y'all for stopping by. Hopefully this helped. I would definitely like to know your opinion about what I just said. And yeah. Swift is the industry standard for starting out. Okay, your goal is to get beyond that. All right. Now I ain't gonna say that. Your goal is to try to get that or more. Okay. Other than that, it's TRB. As always, I thank all of y'all for stopping by. Hey, subscribe, man. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I'm about to go in the comments right now and start responding to the comments. I got about 300-400 comments to respond to. I'm gonna get to about 5 of them because I'm about to get unloaded and ride back down to. I'm in Twin Falls, Idaho right now. I'm about to ride back down to. I'm about to ride down to Idaho Falls, Idaho. I think. Pick up a load and head back to Cali. And of course, when I get to Cali, ain't nobody gonna be there. Assholes, man. It's TRB, baby. Peace.